Hello! Welcome to So I Married an Iranian, Lesson 5.
And in this lesson, we are going to talk about how to talk about your family and how to introduce their names. I am Layla, your teacher for the course.
And my name's Chris. I'm Layla's husband, and I'll be the student. You'll learn along with me.
Yeah, so today's lesson is pretty exciting because we get to learn a lot of new vocabulary words, which we've been focusing on kind of conversation, how to ask questions, how to answer questions, and now we're going to have a few vocabulary words that are really useful that you can add to your tool belt.
That's right.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So first, we're going to go over the word for immediate family members. And to start, let's do one that's similar to an English word, and that is the word baradar. So just based on, baradar.
Baradar.
And just based on saying that and just the sound of it, what does it sound like to you?
Baradar. Baradar. It's my baradar. It's my brother.
That's right. And Chris had a little bit of, it's written right here, so I don't know if he cheated or not. But
yeah, well, so we have these PDF guides. You can print them out. They're very helpful. You get them on the website.
That's right. And so brother is baradar.
Baradar.
And you might not know this, but English and Persian are both from the same Indo-European root system. So that's why a lot of these words are similar and similar to like Spanish and French. And so the word for sister, by contrast, is not anything like the English word for sister, and that is khahar.
Khahar.
Yes, it's very difficult.
Yeah, so this is a hard one because it has that sound that back in lesson 1 we told you to say every morning. And then it immediately goes to a ha sound, which is spelled out. It's like H-A-R, but that last R, with a lot of words in the Persian language, is a very soft R, which throws me off when I'm trying to say it. That's just a difficult sound for me to make. Ha-ha. So it starts hard and ends hard. And the middle is also hard.
So it's one that you just have to keep practicing. So sister, khahar.
Khahar.
That's pretty good. I can get what he's saying. So again, brother, baradar.
Baradar.
Perfect. And sister, khahar.
Khahar.
And Chris, do you have brothers and khahars and baradar?
I do. I have one brother and 3 sisters.
Okay. So yek baradar, se khahar. Which we haven't learned numbers yet, but yes. So the word for mother, we're getting back to our Indo-European roots, is madar.
Madar.
That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah. All of these are going to have that soft R ending.
That's right.
The A-R-R. Madar.
That's right. Madar.
Madar.
And so father, if you know the Spanish word for father, this will sound familiar, is pedar.
Pedar.
So yes, so padre in Spanish, pedar in Persian. Pedar.
Pedar.
All right. So these are 4 immediate family members. And now we're going to talk about son or daughter, if you have a son or daughter. So in English or in Persian, there's not a specific word for son or daughter. You just say girl or boy. And so you have to use the context clues to figure out if someone's talking about just a boy or about their son. And so let's start with daughter. And this sounds like the English word. Daughter, or the word for girl or daughter is dukhtar.
Dokhtar.
And daughter has that weird spelling, so I think it's because of the same like root thing. It has that GH in the middle, even though we just say daughter. But it's dukhtar.
Dokhtar.
And then son is pesar.
Pesar.
And you might feel a certain...
Oh, I do. We have a son. A little pesar.
That's right. So pesar. And we're going to learn in a second how to say what you have and what their name is. So That's coming up.
Pesar.
That's right. And then to say husband, you say shohar.
Shohar.
So Chris is my shohar.
Shohar.
And to say wife, Again, there's not a specific word for wife. It's just the word for woman, and it's zan.
Zan. Layla is my zan.
Yes. That's true. So, shohar.
Zan.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
Shohar. That's a bit more tricky. And then zan. And zan, I guess, breaks
Zan.
the...
Zan.
Zan.
Yes.
Zan breaks the AR rule.
That's right. That's true. They're all AR except for Zan. Good point.
Zan.
So these are some good vocabulary words for you to have to talk about your family. We're not going to go over them again. You can do that on your own free time. And remember, on the website, you can see each of these words individually and just keep playing them until you have memorized them. So that'll be good to do. But now we're going to talk about being possessive. So we've learned the word for me. Do you remember what that is? Me or I?
Man.
Exactly. Man. So to say my something, like I'm going to say my husband, I'd say shohare man.
Shohare man.
So that means my husband. So what's the extra sound that we have in here? That's the e. Shohare man.
Shohar man.
And that e is a very useful tool we'll use over and over again in the Persian language, and it's called an ezafe. And it's used to describe things, and in this case, it's describing what something belongs to. So it's describing possession. So the formula to do this is you'd say the belonging, you add an e, and then you say who it belongs to. So in this case, shohar is what the belonging, husband.
Shohar.
And then e is the sound.
E.
And then man, me. So my husband. Shohare man.
So zane man.
Exactly. Zane man.
Wife of me.
Exactly. Perfect. Great way to describe it.
Zane man.
Yeah. Or then to say my mother. Madare man.
Modere man.
Or to say my son.
We're going to talk about our son Ruse.
You say pesare man.
Pesare man.
Perfect. And to say my daughter, we don't have a daughter, but dochtare man.
Dochtare man.
And you could just go through all of these, and it's just that simple. And no matter what, if you have whatever you have, it doesn't have to be a person that you're describing. You could say chaiye man.
Chaiye man.
And that's my tea.
There you go.
Yeah. Or, any other word that you can think of. So now we're going to go through introductions and say, eventually we'll want to say, this is my husband, his name is Chris. That's what we're going to say by the end of this lesson. So we learned how to say my husband, but what if you want to say, this is my husband? That's how you would talk if you're in a group of people and you want to introduce someone. So to say, this is my husband, I would say, in shohare mane.
In shohare mane.
Yes. So let's break this down a little bit. It's a little bit tricky in here, but the word in is the word for this. So in.
In.
And then shohare man, we learned to say, it means my husband.
Shohare man.
But then we have the last e in there, in shohare mane.
In shohare mane.
Okay, so this is the same sound as that shohare mane, but it's a different word. So it's a little tricky, but I'm sure you'll get it.
Huh. Now, is there a reason that it's mane? I understand in this.
Yes.
So let's say this is my wife. In zane. So that's this wife is mine.
Uh-huh.
But then where does that last little in or e come from?
So you said this is, so you didn't say is. There you go. So in written Persian, man hast means me is. Man hast, right?
Okay.
But when you're speaking in conversational, you can shorten that to mane. So,
mane.
Right. So in this case, when you're saying in shohare mane, you could either say in shohare man hast, which is a little bit more formal, or you could shorten it to in shohare mane, which is what we're going to learn. It's less.
So it's standing in for hast.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So it's a shortened version of man hast, mane.
In zane mane.
Perfect. Chris got it. So that means this is my wife. So
That's an easy one. In zane mane.
that's right. So what about this is my son?
In pesadare mane.
Great. In pesare mane.
Okay. In pesare mane.
And then the word for mother is madar. What's this is my mom, my mother.
In madere mane.
Exactly. You got it.
In madare mane.
Yes. And
Mane.
on the podcast for this this lesson, you're actually going to learn how to change that to formal. We're not going to do that right now. But when you're talking about your mother, you might use informal, but you might have more of a formal relationship. You might use the formal. But listen to the podcast to get the vocab for that. We're not going to cover that this time.
We're here to teach you Farsi and Persian, not to deconstruct your relationship with your mom. So you use whatever thing is more comfortable.
I didn't know where you were going with that. But yes, that's exactly right. So now if you want to say, this is my husband, his name is Chris. How do you say his name is Chris? We've learned to say Isme man Leila hast. Or in this lesson, we can shorten that to Isme man Leila e.
Esme man Chris e.
Exactly.
Ah.
So you don't have to say Isme man Chris hast anymore. That makes you sound like you just learned Persian.
It makes it sound like a dork.
Yes, but if you say Isme man Chrise, people will be like, whoa,
Esme man Chris e.
this guy knows what he's talking about.
Esme man Chris e. That's an easy thing. If you're on the ski slopes listening to this in your headphones, go ahead and just say that out loud, but with your name instead of my name. And people who are of the Persian culture will look over and be like, cool. So there you go.
That's right.
Esme man
Good tips.
Chrise.
But to say his name is, you say Esmish Chrise.
Esmesh Leila e.
That's right, exactly. So Esmish means his name.
Esmesh.
Esmish Chrise.
Esmesh Leila e.
Great. So now I'm going to say the full thing together. In shohare mane esmish Chrise.
In zane mane Esmesh Leila e.
That's perfect. Except for
There
you said ishmish. It's esmish.
Esmesh.
But other than that, you got 100. So you get a 95 on that.
Okay.
95. That
I'll
is
take
really
it.
good. But what if Ruz, our son, was here? Our son's name is Ruz. So the word for son is pisar. What if Ruz
Pisar.
is here and you want to introduce him? What would you say?
In pesare mane Esmesh Ruze.
Perfect. That's right. So
This
in
is my son. His name is Ruz.
Exactly. So one more time. In pesare mane
In pesare mane
esmish Ruze.
Esmesh Ruze.
Perfect. And that is a very nice thing to do, is to introduce your family members and to say their names. I wanted to teach one more thing on this lesson, and it shows up as a bonus word. We didn't learn it in the podcast, but I think it's really beautiful. Another word that Iranians use for spouse, instead of saying my wife or my husband,
Or my woman, really.
is the word for spouse literally translates to my equal head, which I think is really beautiful. So the word for head is sad. That's right. The word for head is sad, and the word for spouse is hamsar.
Hamsar.
So my equal head is the word for spouse in the Persian language. I think that's really nice.
Yeah. Hamsar.
Hamsar. So you could say in hamsare mane.
In
Hamsar.
hamsar
Hamsare mane.
sare mane.
Yeah.
Oh, this is my equal head.
Exactly.
Okay.
In hamsare mane.
In Hamsare mane.
And we could both say that about each other, and that just means this is my equal partner.
Aww.
So nice. All right, well, thank you for watching. That was lesson 5. We have some cultural videos coming up that we're really excited about. As always, please send us your comments and suggestions. We're getting a lot of emails asking for how to deal with difficult in-laws. We're trying to think of how to tactfully approach that subject.
I have the most perfect in-laws.
Tactfully approach that subject. But thank you so much for watching, and see you next time on So I Married an Iranian.